We're going to begin with those murders in Idaho. The new details about the man accused of killing 4 students at the University of Idaho. Suspect Brian Kohberger appeared in an Idaho courtroom for the very first time yesterday. And in newly unsealed court documents, police say they identified him, getting into the details, also getting into how they linked him to the crime scene. Also, a chilling affidavit alleges that one of the surviving roommates saw a masked man she did not know walk past her bedroom door the morning of the murders. Omar Villafranca has more now from Moscow, Idaho, but a warning here in a quadruple murder story. Some of these details are disturbing.
Murder suspect Brian Kohberger smiled at his public defender as he faced a judge in Idaho for the first time Thursday.
Count 2 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. The maximum penalty for that offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is up to death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
He's charged with stabbing Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin to death in the early morning hours of November 13th. According to a newly unsealed 18-page affidavit, investigators discovered DNA on a knife sheath similar to this one found on the bed next to Madison Mogen. They linked that DNA to Kohberger by matching it to his father's DNA found in the trash outside the family home.
The knife sheath left at the crime scene, which is where they derived the DNA, to me is like a nail in the coffin.
Casey Jordan, a criminologist with no connection to the case, believes the evidence against Kohberger is overwhelming, citing stunning new details in the affidavit from an interview with the surviving roommate. She told investigators she woke up around 4 a.m. and thought she heard Kaylee Gonsalves say, "There's someone here." Later, the roommate said she heard what sounded like crying in Xana Kernodle's room. Then a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." When she opened her bedroom door, she told investigators she saw a man she did not recognize wearing black clothes and a mask. She described him as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. She said she stood frozen as the man walked by her to the back door. She then went in her room and locked the door. The affidavit did not explain why police were not called to the scene until noon, about 8 hours later.
I really do believe that the evidence is so strong already, before the investigation is complete, he's going to have an uphill climb to try to be found not guilty.
It's worth noting that investigators laid out several threads tying Kohberger to the crime scene. Now, police say his cell phone pinged in the area of the crimes at least a dozen times before the attacks. Police also say that a white Hyundai was seen speeding away after the attack. He drives a white Hyundai. From there, police say that they were able to track that car's toll tag from Washington State all the way to Pennsylvania. There in Pennsylvania, they got a DNA sample from his parents' trash bin. That DNA sample linked back to the knife sheath found here in Idaho. A lot of police work was going on. He will remain here in the Latah County Jail. He'll be in court next week where he'll enter a plea. Tony?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it took some time for police to get that evidence, but there's a lot in this indictment. Omar, thank you very much. In our next hour, 48 Hours correspondent Peter Van Sant will join us with a closer look at the suspect, and also he'll be sharing some new information from Kohberger's friends and colleagues.